Do you think we can reverse this? Leaders are the evil on earth.
My God, what have we done?
This? Leaders are the evil on earth.
My God, what have we done?
The Garden of Eden. This is not a threat. Or is it? I was born old. Really old. The leaders of Earth changed the Book of Enoch, so they could justify raping children, making fire, worshipping gods, eating meat, and cutting down the giant trees, blaming God for the evil. There is no such thing as angels, or demons. We are alive, or, we are with God, in the heavens, living as a nothing. Watchers would never rape our children, unless provoked or manipulated to do so by leaders. This is going to be very disturbing to some people, so brace for reality. Being real is scary for some. Most cannot comprehend reality because of the mass delusion of gods and demons, and the lie of Jesus. It is time for Earth to grow up, and face what is real. There is some truth to the Bible. But there is no such thing as magic. It is not a real thing. God cannot talk, or do anything to, or for us. Remove the magic of God from the Bible, and replace it with leadership. Evil stands there. The lie called leader, using words to brainwash people into thinking we can be more than human. The Bible was created by kings, to control us. We made the earth. Me, you, and all living humans made us. We made the stars and sun. We made animals, insects, plants. It took trillions of years to produce the first living thing, and leaders want to kill it. We made hundreds of trillions of living planets so life will never die. But every time leaders are followed, a living planet dies. This planet will not die if I can stop the stupidity of leadership. We are the God of creation. Heaven is life without living. That is why we created us. You are your own God. It took hundreds of billions of years just to get our bacteria in our bodies to work together, and our minds to function by electrolysis. How would you like it if you created something and had a leader stomp it into dust while screaming a lullaby? Leaders destroyed other planets and we must suffer meteor strikes. Big chunk of planets hitting us. All because a leader wants more than a planet can handle. Or control of other planets. Leaders created black holes, trying to reach other living planets. In reality they created a galaxy destroyer. And the Big Bang Theory is a delusion of the lowest IQ. Like time travel. Time is only real by rotation. Leave the rotation of the universe and life becomes nothingness. A non-living entity like the electrons of Earth, only seeking the ion. Never to live. Like God in heaven. If I allow the leaders to go any further, people will change into a drone. A gray is the only highest form of life. The food from the 3D printer will change the genetic structure of the body and mind in just a few generations. The grays can't feel anything. They lose the ability to taste, smell, and thought. They will never be able to see daylight. The eyes change into full open iris. They are only able to get memory placement through a computer. And leaders know this. Life is a joke to them. We cannot have a computer mind and body. Our minds cannot go into electronics. We can never become robots. Or live forever. And robots will never be alive with working soul. Let me try to explain it. Let me try and make this as simple as possible. Our electrons are weaker than the surrounding Earth. Our electrons will not work in a machine. The electrons from Earth will push ours out. Ours can never be collected in any container. Or transferred. And Earth's electrons can be collected, and moved. They are a non-living entity. And we are. They can never be alive. Leaders know this. They use false promises to get people in hopes of a better life. Just like flying cars, transporters, Star Trek, and other nonsense. The leaders made a particle accelerator. A watcher manipulated it to make it look like it works. If leaders had made it work, we would not be a living planet. Things will happen in my lifetime. You filth will be killed by unseen fire. Whether you trash do as I say or not. Do the right thing and die, or don't and all dies. I made sure that it will. Nobody can stop what I started. Or somebody else has started. God will take some people. Some will die permanently. Never to be alive again. Some, mainly from prisons, will help Eden build the garden. Prisons are made from trash people who play dress up. Leaders manipulate society to make bad people. Bad people are not bad. They are made. Leaders create monsters. Read the Bible. It's all in there. From making starvation, to beasts, from manipulating genetic coding. Prison, they say rehabilitation, but that is a made-up word to control the watchers of Earth. And keep the garden from being built. It is a way for them to hide sickness, pollution, destruction, rape, and disease. Forcing prisoners to farm food is a death sentence. Some plants can be made into poison in just a few hours. Watchers are intelligent. And making them grow food is death by gas. Or direct poison. That is why Eden maintains the garden. There is no such thing as a working government. Leaders we see, like the president, are controlled by money. Money is the trash of leadership. Soon people will work at home, using a suit, to control a robot, on the other side of Earth. Locked in a box for the rest of humanity's end. How do I know this? It has already been done. History will always repeat itself. Evil kills children. Evil is what all have become. No such thing as suffering. It is made by the trash people who play dress up and claim false cures to the cancers they make. Anybody that protects leaders and landowners are the enemies of Earth and life. Law providers are the death causers, like firefighters are a cover-up of attempted arson, attempted murder and death if somebody dies in a fire. Building a home from flammable material is attempted murder, suicide. Police do not protect the public. They only protect worth and leaders. Every time damage occurs they talk about the money and not the damage of Earth or life. Police have never saved a single human, animal, or land. They are the cause of all illness and destruction by protecting leaders. They are a cover-up. Armed forces protect the evil of trade and nothing more. They have never protected freedom of anything. They are alike. Games for babies. Sight, sound and feelings. That's not freedom. That's brainwashing. Manipulation. Greed. And hate against the Garden of Eden. In other words, what freedom? Freedom to kill. Destroy. Sickness. Natural disasters. Enslavement. And starvation of other countries. Just because somebody wants chocolate, and football, and force a child to wash dishes. Freedom of religion? Religion is made up so people can have sexual relations with children. God will never forgive you. God never forgives filth. Thousands of years of written proof cannot be denied. Religion is a fairy tale. God is very real, but has nothing to do with us, and would never ask to be worshipped. Only the evil of leadership would demand such filth. Faith is a delusion, not real. A misdirected hope of perfect. Heaven is nothingness. And existing as a nothing is as perfect as it gets. Never living. No taste, smell, sight, feeling, movement, or true love. A life of nothing. Never to live. The non-living entity. The electron. Stop with the stuff claiming ownership of anything. We nor anybody owns anything. Including children. The meaning of life is sight, sound and feelings. Not much left after that. Makes you feel just a little smaller. Knowing you are nothing but looks, noise and a feeling. Wouldn't you rather have food plants surrounding us or the trash you build? The natural lifespan of humans is 300 plus. The filth of people are the direct cause of early death. No drug cures stupid. Pain starts at home. Evil is the monster that claims and protects ownership. 1960s and 70s. Was Generation Cockroach, sex-crazed trash. 1980s. Was Generation Stupid, knowing the planetary damage they are causing. 1990s. Was Generation Filth, releasing yet another one of the 7 sins of freedom. Gay. 2000s. Is Generation Dumbest humans in the history of Earth, with memory in the palm of their hands. No such thing as reducing a carbon footprint. It's like telling Hitler to reduce treatment of Jews. One piece of trash is too much destruction. 2010. Generation Neanderthal. Beyond the grasp of what is real. Living by a talking box. Hiding behind women, animals and children and the fake word faith to claim leadership is good. Talking is not doing. Making is not doing. Selling is not doing. It is nothing but destruction. The only thing a leader has proven is they can kill for profit. 7 sins of freedom. 1. Let women do outside life, such as play dress up and tell people what to do, and demand self-worth from others. Manipulate children. They are human, nothing more. 2. Let man claim ownership to land, water, trade, people, and doing for others. They are human, nothing more. 3. Gay, and all that it implies. 4. Religion. A made-up fairy tale. Invisible friend for grown-ups. And it hides and uses children in love as bait. God is real, but never to be worshipped. God would never demand worship. 5. Willing sexual relations with child. 4,000 written years of proof that it is still happening all over Earth. 6. Farm. Feeds lazy worthless greed. Farm feeds war. Farm feeds the sin of congregation, village, town, city and groups. People too lazy to help even put seed in ground, add water. 7. Leadership. A deadly psychotic mental disorder sealing the fate of Earth to death. Using people to maintain power, to feed the lie of community, family, health, but in reality global warming, animal extinctions, poison water, disease, cancer, death by natural disasters all comes from leadership. The Garden of Eden removes all of it. Who hates a Sunday? I do. One ice cream factory kills 100 acres a year. That's just one factory. What about soda? 10 square miles a year. And the list goes on. All because somebody brainwashed what's ignorant filth created by others, and to deny life and earth for sight, sound, smell, taste, and feelings. People that have known me for a long time still mistakenly call me Eden. Including my parents. People I have never met have called me Eden. I have gotten wrong numbers, people looking for Eden. My publisher friend calls me Eden. For some reason subconsciously they know who I am. Eden is a job title, not a name. I was born knowing what I am. Who I am. And not the fake treatment of the trash of leadership. This is my demand. Give me the Mississippi River. All of it. Not one person living within 100 miles on both sides. Or Earth dies. Kill me now and Earth dies. Can't stop what I already did. Earth will no longer be owned by anybody. To hell with you and your filth. Life on Earth will be returned to us. Removing the evil called leader. You have 2 years to comply. Or all creation comes to an end. I refuse to live a liar's life. You filth have replaced free will with ignorance of law. Evil hides behind law, children, religion, family, food and love. The Garden of Eden is the only thing worth living for. Not man, woman, or kids. How, why, when? Drug addict. Instead of blaming them, why not look at yourself before passing judgment? A drug addict has no choice in life. Low IQ leads to unwanted life. Parents don't even want them, and you deny them your way of life. So they turn to the only comfort they can get. Drugs. Let me put it this way. If I gave you life and told you, you are going to be a dishwasher your whole life, have the life of a pauper, barely able to buy food, and can only buy clothing from a used clothing store, do you think it's fair even though a dishwasher works 5 times harder than a doctor? You trash hide behind children, health, and religion to justify evil. People who say the homeless are people who make bad choices, or they have a mental disorder are the worst, when in fact people who say these things are the evil ones with a mental disorder. They cannot go a single day without talking about somebody else. They cannot live their life, so they talk about others. That is the pure evil one. They are not wanted by God or the Garden of Eden. They will die by unseen fire, and the homeless will prosper in the garden. No such thing as math, or higher education. It's a myth created by the filth of earth. Like teamwork. No such thing. If teamwork is needed, then it should never be done. Teamwork enslaves others to do for another. Never as a whole. It only takes one person to build a bridge, but takes millions to make it. That's beyond retarded. Math. There's only 3 sets of numbers in the universe. Point, distance, and angle. Anybody that adds more sets of numbers are the trash of Earth. No such thing as a 4th set. Angle is depth, and depth is angle, not a 4th set of numbers. A 10-foot bridge is a 10-foot bridge. Not 10 and 3, 9/10 divided by 12. Division is an ignorance beyond all reality when there are only 3 sets of numbers. Microbiome-mathematics is only a body count of matter. 3 sets of numbers still apply. Silicon Valley. 1 silicate can power every city on Earth, but the leaders deny freedom. They will kill to stay in war. They will kill for power and control. They will kill so the population will become weak and dumb and talk to a box. Kill to be the one world order. Just like religion. Solar panels cause more damage than every war that ever was, on Earth. Solar panels kill millions of acres of forest and jungles. Silicon Valley itself has caused the extinction of several plants and animals. Every human-made anything has caused damage to Earth. Teaching a child coding or encoding is a liar teaching a child to lie. That's not education. It's changing a number to symbol or symbol to letter. It is a lie. A lie for ownership. Making glasses so you can see, point. That's your focal point, where your iris sets when looking forward. Distance. That's your vision. And angle, that's you vision quality, prescription, ready to make your glasses. Point, angle, distance. Was that too hard to understand? It is hard because the filth of Earth made it that way. Created a lie called education. Not only do they put extra numbers into making glasses, they complicate it to where only brainwashed fools can achieve the job. Not the poor little IQ burdened dishwasher. Real history. George Washington was a drunken drug-induced slave owner that would rather sleep with little boys than a woman. All leaders are the same, including the filth at home, office, work, the White House, church and so on. Leaders will say and do anything to stay in power, such as manipulate music and movies to brainwash the masses into thinking society is better. They use words like fame, fortune, popularity, gain, progress, and fake medical research to justify death, hate, rape, sickness. Or say, how do you know the world is going to end? Leaders are the cause. They also use family, unity, evolution, achievement, feminism and the word crazy constantly to deny the garden's return. Eden was a person and job title. Proof all over the world, but leaders destroyed most of them. To hide behind children so they could have sex with them. Not joking. Thousands of years of written proof can't be denied. It's like why orphanages were created so preachers could get closer to kids. Mormons had sex with their own kids before wedlock, including men on boys and so on. And Jehovah's Witnesses hide their child-corrupting ways, brainwashing them into thinking God can have kids. Jesus never was. Also, according to the history of Jesus, he ate lamb, bread, and drank wine. All of those things cause damage to earth, mind and body. God did not create anything. God can't do anything. We did. To get away from lifeless existence. Heaven is nothingness. Life never dies. We will always be alive. The last known garden was destroyed by religious trash. Sodom and Gomorrah. The name was changed by the filth of earth. Sodom, Eden, Gomorrah, watchers. They destroyed it to gain power and thrust sex into families. So they can begin diddle babies, play dress up and demand more than self-worth. God cannot destroy. Only people can. This is the filth you work for and protect. The Eden in the US can be seen from space. So can the one in England and Middle East. All built at the same time and the same way. The garden in China is still to this day growing in a tiny protected village, what's left of it. The one in the US needs repair, but it is fully functional when repaired. If you only look at what is, and not was, you will never see. Eden is the only thing worth living for and working for. Eden stops all disease, cancer, and birth defects. Eventually, poor women have breast cancer from countless years in front of a wood stove. It's going to take at least 10 generations to get them clean again. Autism is caused by man's countless hours surrounded by electricity equals 1 electron will cause reproductive harm in sperm. Albino is caused by living directly on a magnetically charged tectonic plate equals basically they are a walking ion. Dementia and Alzheimer's is caused by lawn grass and park grass and flowers equals the pollen and radioactive gases these plants produce go directly to the brain's cognitive thought part of the brain and stays there until death. Gee. Golly. How did I know that and you don't? Down syndrome and brain cancer is caused by concrete. Schizophrenia is a genetic disorder when the people started eating meat and living in granite caves. Granite puts out a radiation and gas that literally changes the DNA of people. And the list goes on. Stop looking for a liar's cure and look at the cause. History tells all. 25 years after the Hoover Dam was built, the workers came forward with Down syndrome kids and brain cancer and pleaded to the public to stop the use of concrete. 67% death by brain cancer. 57% gave birth to Down syndrome kids. The same with the people who built the Dover Dam and Panama Canal. Government shut them up through lies for profit. I would explain outright why black people are black, and some of us are white. But it just sounds terrible when said out loud. I will be as Gentile as possible. There's only one thing that changes the color of skin to black when ingested. It can change the genetic structure after thousands of years of doing that. And they will have black children for thousands of years until the Garden of Eden can get them clean again. Orientals have yellow skin from overpopulation, overfarming the land, and removing all the nutrients from the ground, turning the people into mindless drones. They are only one gene away from becoming a grid. They cannot live without a leader, and the leaders use that, so they can have slaves. White people are white from eating pork, lamb, and birds, turning people into a beast of burden. Indians and Hispanics live by dirt, eating filthy food, living in mud huts, too lazy to learn. The true color of skin is gold. When the first golden child is born, the song of God will sing. It will take hundreds of years to clean humans to this point. Our ancestors destroyed our genetic coding. Our bodies are so messed up, people truly believe we are separated by color. You are human. Nothing more. I know that it is painful to hear the truth, but it is time for our earth to grow up. People left the garden to have sex with animals and children, eat filth, and struggle for the rest of their lives. Pain always starts at home with the filth called family. A never-ending self-torture. The garden only has a few strict rules, and all have denied them. So they can create evil, live by evil, bred by evil, Sex with evil. Breath by evil. To live in delusion of being good. God never forgives filth. As the garden never forgives. Everything I just stated is in the Bible. Read the Bible. It's all in there. But you must remove God from the Bible. God has never done anything for us. God cannot do anything to us. God has never spoke to anybody, ever. Only people can destroy, cause sickness, plagues, starvation, and make deformed children. Eden takes nearly no effort to maintain. About 10 hours of work a year. That's including storage for bad grow years. One person can do all the work. That job is called Eden. God did not make Eden. People like me that understands God did. Garden rules. There is no color of skin in the garden. Black, white, green or Greek. You are a human, not a label. And you will be cleaned of color in time. No talking to the watchers. They will kill you. You can talk to Eden but keep your words intelligent and direct to the point. No art. Art is a mental disorder. A delusion of what could be. It is destructive. It kills animals and plants to draw a picture of a flower. It kills people to make statues. Or monuments. Do not interfere with Eden's work. If Eden needs you, you will comply. Eden is not a leader or a friend. He is only there to maintain the garden and please the watchers so they don't kill us. Or enslave us. Eden will show others how to build and maintain water filtration, sewage, homes and friction stones. Do not eat the animals. Every living creature, including microbial, serve a very important job in the garden. The flesh of animals when eaten, changes our muscles and mind into animal. Changing the genetic structure into a beast. There will be goats, but only the milk is to be used by mothers who can't breastfeed. Do not harm anything including plants. No talking about God or demons. No talking about the past. It is time to grow up. No gay. Feminism and love is only a feeling and nothing more. Being gay is a mental disorder. And in some cases it's genetic disturbance. Leadership, possibly family triggered something as a child to make them gay, using love as a way to hide it. Or a late night sneaky with uncle. Put it this way, a leader loves a child. Loves it so much that they have sex. Gay is the same thing. Evil made up a word to justify gay, homophobic. What if a pedophile created a word like pedophobic? Wouldn't that be justified as a real word? So sex with child will be justified. And people who complain are wrong. Using love is a mental disorder. And harming the easy to manipulate children. There is such a thing as too much love. Love can become dark and evil. Like the diddling of livestock. Sex with an animal is the same as being gay. Feminism is a mental disorder as is loving too much. Feminism is a made-up word to justify killing and waste. It's as dark as calling things cute or beautiful after the age of 10. Gay is not natural. You filth make kids watch your filth and that's how they learn to be gay. Gay is not love. It is lust for the filthy. As a leader hunts for lust of child. Hiding behind love leads to all things dark and wrong. Love is spread like a disease, so making sure love is only shown and not done in public is very important. Kids must not know about sex until natural courses start to take them. One slip up can send a child's mind into madness and lust. It is wrong to romance a child, such as teaching them to ride a bike. They are to learn from friends and romance with kids their own age, not some old gross overbearing parent. You know romancing a child is wrong, but people still do it. Romancing a child confuses them. It harms the love they should have with people their own age. Romancing a child is as bad as having sex with them. It destroys what they should have with friends. No more making your coochie tickle, watching, holding and demanding children to do for you. The watchers are watching you for this reason. If you snuggle with a child after the age of 8 you die along with child. Love is showing, not holding, kissing. You can lick a baby clean until the age of 3, but all must be unlearned before the age of 4. If that's your thing. But I say gross. Really? Lick a baby? What if they remember that? How gross, a old lady licking me, or old man. By garden rules nobody can stop you, or say anything. I still say it's very disturbing. We are not animals. A lion is a fat, lazy cat, forcing the females into doing all the work. A male lion is all mouth and no force. Just like leaders. The females do all the fighting, hunting, while the male sleeps. The females are forced to put up with it if they want to have children. We are human, not animals. Let Eden know if one of the transports are not working. Do not try to fix them. Only Eden can repair them safely. You can use and play with the transports except one. That is to be used by Eden and the Watchers. Tell Eden of any damage or repairs you have done as fast as possible. One seed fell to the ground. It can kill the garden. If plants are growing strangely or anything that seems strange, tell Eden. The transports. They are above ground rail system without inertia. The main transport can reach speeds up to 700 miles per hour without G-forces. It uses a back-face gravity spin similar to the friction stones. Powered by wind, water, sun and human. This technology has been around since the beginning of time. Want proof? Egypt. Back in the 40s a tomb was discovered that had a booby trap. That trap used salt acid to kill any robbers. It takes tremendous heat and air pressure to keep it stable and working. That means they used friction stones to make the trap. And it was still running after thousands of years. Do not interfere with the water filtration system. The Garden of Eden is a living machine. Remove its blood and it will die. The garden's waterway can be played in, swam in, as long as it remains flowing. Do not block the flow of water. Do not live in groups. It leads to incest and lies, disease and mass delusion. Like religion, it's the collective delusion of a god. Do not use any commanding words. Like, would you, could you, please, fetch, manners, respect. To demand anything is psychotic. Only the garden has rules. The word respect. How can anybody respect a person when they demand and play dress up? Family, the word by itself is a disorder. There are only 25,000 genetically separate family lines left on Earth. Thanks to leaders causing the Ice Age. A family leads to incest and marriage within the family. If you hang with family all the time, then family is all you love. The chances of you being married to family right now is 99%. And family causes leadership and retardation, which is death by Watchers. The whole family if need be. No such thing as harmless competition. Kids are exempt from this rule until the age of 10. Only Watchers and Eden live in the garden. Do not interfere with the Watchers. They are not your friend. Never will be. They are heartless and hate us. But the work they do is very important. They live by a whole new set of rules, way more different than us. Do not go to the center of the garden. The drain is deadly fast. And that's where the Watchers live. Do not do anything for anybody ever. Except build homes, doctors, and natural aid and so on. Nobody gets anything by trade, including doctors. To be a healer is a life choice and never be treated as special. Nothing is to be treated as special. Everyone goes for oneself. The garden can feed 125,000 people. After 125,000 people, somebody must die. Do not overpopulate, it will kill the garden. Break any rules and the Watchers will kill you and all who complain about your death. The angry child will live and be trained as a Watcher. The child that cries too much will be killed. No exceptions. They will grow up, crying and demanding others to cry and demand. The child that complains will be shown why Eden is real and nothing really matters. Complaining is a pointless act of the past. The child who wants to know about the past will be taken by the Greys and given a computer-generated crash course history memory placement of the past. Their life will be changed forever. They will no longer love anything and live life as a drone. All preachers will be killed. Anybody that tries to make a new rule is to be killed. The woman that sleeps her life away will be killed. She is a burden on everybody. Literally a waste of human life. This type woman would rather live in a dream rather than face real and what is. Any act of dominance will be killed. Any act of leadership will be killed and all who follow. Do not do anything for the elderly. They can do till they die. Live, love and play all day. Nobody claims ownership of anything, or they die. The first hint of claim you die. There is no mine, ours, his, hers. A doctor can be a doctor without laws or boundaries restricting them from natural miracles. It's okay for a child to be a doctor or anything they are good at. It was a 10-year-old who invented the first bypass surgery. A singer can sing without lawsuits and copyrights. An inventor can invent without restrictions. All homes will be built by sand using a glassing effect. All homes will have flushable toilets and showers. A child that wants a home shall get one. Do not hurt the earth. Live with it to bring water into the homes. No fire. Ever. Use centrifugal friction stones only. The friction stones can make toilet paper, clothing, and grind grain, heat your home, and many other uses. Nobody belongs to anybody, including children. They are themselves, not yours to manipulate them into something you want them to be. Raising a child to serve me coffee or a burger is the dumbest thing I have ever heard coming from a parent. Let the goofball baby be a goofball baby. The Garden of Eden is not utopia. Far from it. This planet is very dangerous and blows its top, turning day into night for up to 100 years, covering the surface in ash every 3,000 years. Thanks to leadership, starvation will set in if the population is too great. The garden will still grow but not very much. Most plants need light but some love the dark. The Ice Age was caused by humans wanting more from Earth and tried to kill it. It was Eden that saved us during the Ice Age. But when the ice started melting, the leaders talked the people into killing and eating animals, starting fires and worshipping gods, enslaving people to build statues and monuments, and pyramids, destroying all the Edens, and slowly killing Earth so they can diddle babies. Nothing has changed ever since. Leadership is a mental disorder that will be killed. No exceptions. Leader is a made-up word so the trash of Earth can justify killing animals, raping children, theft, lies, greed, and manipulation of the simple-minded low-IQ dishwasher. Neanderthal are new humans. They made themselves by evolutionary change. Like the elephant changing into a mammoth. We did not derive from monkeys. That's just bad. Lazy. Science. No electricity, no concrete, no plastics. Nothing can be made from mixing earth. The use of earth is okay, but not mixing. It leads to sickness. Bad weather will happen. Tornadoes, earthquakes, floods, but the garden and homes will survive. No cooking food. It kills people. Causes cancer in the plant's nutrition. No tree is to be used, ever. When a tree falls, it is not yours to sit on. It feeds important microbial life forms the garden needs. When the wood turns white, it will be milled into dust and used in the bunkers to keep out moisture and keep the oxygen levels down. No farming. Ever. Farm leads to death, disease, kills the garden and the earth. Farm leads to war and trade. The only seed planted is by Eden only. Unless teaching a child to be a Eden. Or directly instructed by Eden. Only a child that understands that plant rotation is more important than saving a dying child. Eden must be heartless to the masses. Eden saves life. Not the trash saying words to claim ownership. All food is to stay in the garden. Eat in the garden or be killed if you take anything home. Unless given by watchers or even during winter months. If the weather becomes too much to handle, get into the transport and go to the center of the garden where the watchers live. The rules still apply. No talking to the watchers. They will show you where to sleep and shower. When you are there, sing and play as loud as possible. Drowning out the watchers. Watchers. A child that shoots up a school is a watcher without life or guidance. The Unabomber is a watcher. The rapist is a watcher. Even Hannibal Lecter was a watcher. All cult leaders are watchers. Albert Einstein, Jack the Ripper, King Henry VIII, Tutankhamun the Pharaoh, Cleopatra, Hitler, Saddam Hussein, Leonardo, Donald Trump are all watchers that never got the training needed. Denying the job title only creates monsters. Locking them up only creates even more deadly lost souls. It's only a matter of time before watchers kill entire cities and not just a handful of pointless babies in a school. Some of the watchers have gray skin, and do not or very rarely talk. They take a person against their will, and check for informalities in the genetic coding. They do not kill, and they always return the person with trackers inserted in the skin. They instruct Eden on what to plant. They check for genetic disorders. They make sure we are healthy and clean. They are human. Nothing more. No such thing as alien visiting Earth. So don't think that they can. We lock the oxygen in ice so nobody can travel to distant planets. I do not know if the scientists have figured it out yet, but the vacuum of space was minus 20 pounds not too long ago. And it was full of oxygen trillions of years ago. Now the vacuum is only 4 or so pounds. And it will eventually become breathable air. Leaders kept enslaving other planets, so we had to stop them somehow. And we will do it again. The Greys killed off the dinosaurs so we could live again in peace. The Greys flooded the Earth trillions of years ago to remove all leaders from Earth, so Eden can rebuild the garden. Watchers are extremely intelligent, and way more powerful than us. It's very tempting lifestyle for children. They smoke, drink, smoke weed and sniff cocaine. And screw anything with a hole. So keep the kids away from them. The female watchers are hardcore whores that will sleep with anything, including animals. It's okay for them to be who and what they are. They are themselves and no law to stop them. Evil can't be stopped, only slowed down. Eden will be there to keep the watchers away. But some must watch you. Keep your head down and mouth shut if a watcher talks to you. If they want to fight you, call for Eden. He will control the hate. Do not try to control the hate. He will kill you and all who complain about the death. The center of the garden is a tropical place with extremely high humidity at 100 degrees. Shower twice a day so you don't get jungle rot. Do not let the kids see the watchers kill and eat animals. Check your home every day to see if the weather has stopped. You must leave the center of the garden as soon as possible. For the fear of watchers brainwashing the majority of us. The preservation bunkers are off limits, and protected from rodents and insects through a very deadly gas. One breath kills people instantly. It kills on contact with skin. Only the watchers and Eden can retrieve the perfectly safe food. The gas is called dead air, or black death in other countries. Once the doors are open, the gas is gone in seconds. Do not hold faith in Eden or the watchers. Faith is ignorant, filthy word created by people who screw kids, and lust for family. In more ways than one, evil can happen anytime. Nothing worse than a mad watcher. Eden will try to maintain the garden when this sort of evil happens. And it will eventually. Evil always returns. Good never conquers evil. Only the retard believes evil can be conquered. It can only be slowed down. Once the first garden is fully built, other countries will follow and build their own Edens, using the same rules. Life will be seen as the life wanted again, and not the fake trash of leadership. No more raising people to serve anybody. No more pain and suffering. To a point that is. Falling, drowning, choking, and old age will still happen. But zero sickness and time. No more raising a kid to eventually become a dishwasher. Or a builder of stuff like smartphones. Or a talking box. It's important to learn Eden's way so Eden never dies. Earth, wind, weather, water, insects, plants, animals, and stars. These are the only things that will be taught to children. The rest is their choice. What they chose to be. The main rule, do not place a rule on child. They are not yours to control. One demand and you will die. They are themselves and not a two-lore toy. The forbidden fruit is child. When the first wave of death on Earth starts, do not worry about seeds, plants, animals. Thanks to the filth of Jews, they have stored all the seeds needed to restart Earth if need be. in bunkers under frozen terrain. But still Jews are the filth of earth. They are human only. Not some dumb made-up label like many retards have done. Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, Jew, African, Italian. We are all humans that came from the same place. It's in what filth you live by that makes you look the way you do. In about 75 years there will be a tectonic continental drift. Australia will slam into Russia and kill everything in Australia including Russia. Hawaii, China, Japan will be gone completely and all living things 200 miles onshore on all continents. The South Pole will be where Australia is now and a big chunk of Africa will be the new South Pole. This planet has done this for trillions of years every 20,000 years. And yet, people still live there. Do not build a Eden there. Repeat. Do not build a garden there. If Eden dies, who will stand in his place? Eden is a man, never a woman. Not against woman, they can't control real and pretty. Living in dilution of cute. Can't eat pretty and cute. Eden can die by one falsely planted flower or fruit. When you hear the song of God, you will only hear it once. By child, man and beast. A child was born 14 years ago who is similar to me and my ways. He will be the next Eden. A child born old, with genetic memory placement of past generations. Basically the garden is freedom without law to stop us from being real. Not the cover-up of eating glasses when all deformities can be stopped. And the hate. This is real. F the world and all living things if I kneel to a leader. How can anybody live a leader's life when they do not know the difference between what is real and fantasy? Or basic functions of earth, wind, water, sun. 4,000 years ago a Hebrew wrote, "One day people will sell their soul for a box. This box will sing if you ask it. This box will buy things from far away places when asked. If something is needed this box will provide it. This box will have all information needed. This box will speak." Sound familiar? I am that Hebrew. The memories of him anyway. We have done this all before. I was 5 years old and stated to a oil tycoon that the sun was cold and the Grand Canyon was made in weeks, not years. The US is not old enough for water to make such a big canyon. It was made by a lake above that broke free and emptied all at once. And the sun would melt us if it was hot. Only the light it produces is hot. That and it would have burnt out the same day created. The sun is not a ball of plasma. Plasma is just a discharge of material that has entered the sun, like comets and dust. The sun will never die as long as leaders are killed. I have told everybody I know ever since. But would people listen? No, people believe the paid actor. Fake science guy paid by leaders to keep people dumb. And talk to a box. Slowly turning people into the highest form of human. The Grail. A mindless drone. With computer-generated thought. Never to learn from experience. Life without love, taste, smell, or feelings. Never to see daylight ever again. Forever living without life. Like heaven and God. This is not blasphemy. God is love. But without life. Humans are older than dinosaurs. Leaders genetically altered animals so they could play war. Meat eaters against plant eaters. The proof is in the giant trees. They are petrified millions of years before the dinosaurs. We have already had planes, trains, cars, roads, smartphones. But the leaders always destroy the evidence. With nuclear bombs and fire. Just like they use prisons to hide the evil of leadership. We had giant trees until leaders cut them all down to build homes, monuments, churches, make fire, and eat meat. All deserts are human-made. The giant trees prevented bad weather until they cut them down. The giant trees were so high that they blocked the path of tornadoes and snowstorms. Leaders are the cause of all bad weather. The giant trees prevented supervolcanoes from destroying the gardens. But leaders cut the blockade down and now we must suffer darkness every 3,000 years. This will be the 4th time in trillions of years the Garden of Eden will be built. Hopefully this time it will last longer than 10 million years like the last time. What is so wrong with live, love, and play, all day. Truthfully, what is so wrong with life, love, and play? Eden is not your babysitter. He has nothing to do with you. Only maintaining the garden. If you fight with the one you married, then get rid of them, and find somebody that won't fight. And it is a sign of greed and lust. We are the angels from heaven. You, me, and all living things. We are the Creator. We are the watchers of earth. We are the one true God. As God is in heaven, watching us, to be the best us we can be. I am not a saint, or mediator, or claim to be good, or God. I am just a man who was born old. Really, really old. With genetic memory placement of the past. It's a real thing. Look it up, and know, if you want to know. I have never been molested as a child. I think I was just too damned ugly. And I am married. Without kids. I am not psychotic enough to force a child into a delusion of being good. A world of manipulation and false cures. And a liar's earth. I would never bring a child into this world. A world of sadness, hate, theft, sickness, the world of the crybaby mass murdering filth called leader. I am, he, I am, who, where, how, and when. Willing to kill Earth rather than kneel as a coward to leadership. The Garden of Eden is the only thing worth living for. Not man, woman, or kids. I am Eden. Are you?